Hey, I'm Nicholas Prom,
I'm Chase.
and you're watching Heavy Metal Breakdown. Chase, how you doing, man?
Pretty good, pretty good. Looking forward to the show.
Yes, well, then why don't we just get right into it? We've got a couple of albums to review. One of them just came out a couple days ago, a few
I'll go
days
ahead and
ago.
throw that on up here.
Yeah, please.
That would, yeah, okay. Up first, we have Venom Into Oblivion, released May 1st on Noise Records. This is Venom's 16th full-length studio album from their legendary 47-year-long career. And yeah, it's a Venom album.
It is a Venom album. This is so right now there are three competing versions of Venom, okay? Two recording acts, okay? Um, there's the Kronos led Venom, which we're talking about today, with his bandmates Rage and Dante, and of course
Yeah.
there's the Montes and Abaddon and Friends version of Venom, which, man, I just saw their set at Keep It True. It was on. They put it on YouTube. Amazing. It was Blake
Oh.
from Interceptor, uh, basically doing his Kronos impression like he does, and lots of other guests like Tom G. Warrior and Peter from Vader, and it was just so cool. It was fantastic, and Montes in particular, who has had at least two heart attacks, was in great form. So it was really wonderful. And then of course
Damn.
there's Venom Inc., which used to have Montes and Abaddon. Now it's just the Tony Dolan, the Demolition Man, um, doing Venom. But yes, there's so much Venom out there for you folks, and here is more Venom. Um, Chase, I'd like for you to lead us off, please.
Sure. I love Interceptor. No, let's see what we got. Yeah, so I'm probably one of the few people I know that actually does genuinely like the post 2000 output.
Oh, Venom? Oh, good.
Like yeah, Venom. Yeah, Metal Black, Hell, From the Very Depths jump out as albums that I think are actually fairly underrated. I know that like Metal Black got a lot of shit
Yeah,
when it first came out,
I remember we
but
reviewed
I
it
think with
back then.
yep. Yep, and I was still pretty fresh to Venom's sound at that point, so I didn't think it was that bad. But I remember few people kind of tore into it. The whole
Sure.
Cannibal Corpse kill, like we're doing this again, sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's like, yeah, yeah, they have one speed, and it's fucking fast, and it's evil.
yeah.
And yeah, it continues on here. It's more or less it's more of the same. It's Venom, but it's in the vein like a post 2000 vein. So it's less speed like traditional speed metal, and it's a bit more like blackened heavy metal, but not actually blackened. It just sounds evil. You know,
Sure. Yeah.
it's not
I get what you're saying.
and yeah, okay, and yeah, there's plenty of good tracks on here, and the one that jumped out immediately, even though so it's funny because Venom sound might be a little overdone, Edgar Allan Poe stories as metal songs probably overdone, but I loved their take on
Nevermore?
well, was it the Raven? Yeah, yeah, but it was the story was called the Raven, was it not?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, the Raven. Yeah, so
It's actually a
Nevermore,
poem,
and
but yeah.
yeah, correct, not a story.
Yeah.
But yeah, good. I thought that was very. Uh, it was probably the best interpretation of that poem
Yeah.
outside of its original incarnation.
Sure.
And of course, it was Venom that brought it to us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and it should be noted, Dante has a really good guitar solo on that song. I really liked that. That really stood out for me. Um, so so look, we love Venom. Here's my Venom poster. I'm wearing my Venom shirt. Okay, okay. But like, I'm kind of on the opposite side of you, where like I'm not really into these post 2000 Venom albums. I think,
Oh,
I
good.
think, I think for a few reasons. Uh, One, I think they sound too good. The production should be needs to be shit. It's Venom we're talking about here, okay? Okay?
Okay,
Go
okay,
back and listen to the first four Venom albums. Like it I don't want it to be any more polished than At War with Satan. Okay? Um
okay.
so there's that, okay? But I kind of have this feel like okay, and I feel like the Kronos led Venom, without Monsters and Abaddon, it's just kind of like, let's take those early Venom albums and put it in a blender and set to rehash. And there's nothing new. And it makes me think like all the really good ideas don't come from Kronos, they come from Montes and Abaddon. Um, um,
Ooh. Yeah.
so and further, I think the Venom albums that are worth your time have at least two of the three classic members. Okay, like so obviously their initial run with Kronos through Calm Before the Storm, where they added a second guitarist and it becomes more thrash. Kronos is out, and then they do 3 albums with the Demolition Man. Okay, and those albums are more thrash because they have 2 guitar players, right? Uh,
Yeah.
and then the reunion album, Cast in Stone, with the original trio. I like that one. And then the one from 2000, which has Kronos, Montes, and uh, Kronos' brother, who I forget his name, Anton, I think. I like that one. I like Resurrection quite a bit. Like Black Flame of Satan is probably the last classic Venom song uh, entering the canon for me. Um, and yeah, but that said, like this is okay. I don't think this sucks. I don't think any of these newer Venom albums are like so lame, so embarrassing. I just think they're so unnecessary. They're completely superfluous. Like Venom is a band that really should be a legacy act. Just come out and play Welcome to Hell and black metal and the first 4 albums. Okay,
They
I
could,
want
they
I
could,
want
they could totally make a living just being one of those like live acts, just like,
yeah.
oh, come out for the festival, play the first 4 albums, and get your paycheck.
Yeah, I mean, like if the set
Yeah,
list,
yeah.
if the set list was Einklein Nacht music, every time I would never complain. You know, I would love to see Venom in any of these versions of Venom. I've seen none. Okay, but yeah,
Same.
yeah, but yeah, I would jump at the chance. And like, I said like maybe like really the really good ideas are from Montes and Abaddon, and it's like they have gone on record as saying like Kronos, it's like imagine the most toxic relationship you've ever had. That's how it is working with Kronos. And like, look, I don't know the guy,
Mm,
and there's 2 or 3
damn.
sides to every story, okay? But
Correct.
you know, look, and look, here's the thing. I love anytime I get to hear Kronos on an album, I'm happy. I love hearing him. So like, I can't throw this in the crap bin, okay? But I really don't like. This will not make my top 10 for the year.
Oh yeah.
It is okay. It is a fine album. I wouldn't tell anyone to start here. Good grief, Venom's not
No.
a start anywhere band, okay? But yeah, let's talk about some songs that I really like. I like Lay Down Your Soul, even though it's totally a rehash of like,
Yeah.
okay, even this clearly AI Satan on the album cover is like, oh, black metal again, you know. Um,
Yeah.
but I really did like Kicked Out of Hell and Legend. Um, those are cool songs. This is not garbage. It's just I feel like it's just kind of mediocre, and I think that's what these Venoms are. Venom were never a really expansive, like terribly musical band. It was what the
Yeah.
vibe they created and this image that they created that was so important, and their influence is more important than their actual music. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I can agree with you there.
Yeah, and like,
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah. Good.
but again, I love everything from Venom from like 81 to 92. Okay, unabashedly, just about everything.
Okay. Yeah.
Except for like songs like Teacher's
Yeah.
Pet. Like I don't when Venom do sex songs, it's not a good idea. It's just terrible. It's cringe. But other than that, like yeah,
I agree.
I
Yeah.
generally love like the first decade of this band. Okay, but yeah, I remember in the early 2000s, Tom Angelripper from Sodom gave an interview. He's like, Venom's time is over, and he was right.
Ooh.
You know,
Damn.
and uh, well, I love them, and I love Venom. I'm like, I don't just stop. You're embarrassing yourself. Stop making albums, please. Just look. You're not getting any album sales, like, because that doesn't exist anymore, really. So I mean, just play
Uh,
gigs, man. Just play gigs. That's what we want anyway. So, but I don't hate this. I was not a chore listening to it. Um, it's all right. Do you have more thoughts on Into Oblivion?
The opening track, title track, was a lot of fun. I thought it set the pace nice and early on. I already said Nevermore was a good one, and Death the Leveler. That's when the gear kicked in backstage or whatever they were doing, and they started playing fast again.
Yeah, yeah, and that
And
song really stood out for me
yeah,
too. That was a stronger one. Yeah. Um,
yeah.
but I mean, if you
And
oh,
also, I will agree that the wheel has not been reinvented here, and it will never be reinvented with Venom. Like you said, they're not a drastically musical band. They do what they do. They're not going to experiment. The closest thing to experimentation you're going to get is I think it was Legend, the song Legend or Legendary. I forget what it's called right now.
Legend. I like
Um,
that song. I did like that song.
they have a bit like they play with the bass a little more than they normally do. Like you actually got like a bass. You got like a Jesus Christ, there's a dog barking outside. Be right back.
Okay.
Patter, patter,
Well,
patter. Sorry.
all right. Well,
Anyway,
uh,
um, uh, sorry about that.
okay.
But yeah, the legendary, the bass, like they played around a lot with that. Like there's actual like a bass solo for a second. Well, it wasn't a particularly long one, but it stood out. Like, holy crap, is that a bass solo?
Yeah, yeah, and it's like, look, you know, uh, Lemmy from Motorhead famously criticized Motorhead for being inept musically, and Kronos is the bassist in this
Damn.
band. Lemmy was the bassist in Motorhead. He especially has had plenty of room to criticize Kronos. Um, that said, you know, when they started, they were basically charlatans who really couldn't play, but they did get better over time. And I think, God, it's been over 40 years. Yes, I think Kronos knows how to play the bass now. So yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, but yeah, Venom Into Oblivion, a mixed bag. It's fine. I mean, it's not a waste of your time, but it's not something I'm going to be coming back to.
I feel that it's probably not going to make my top 10 either, but I mean I'm always going to be glad to see another Venom release. I'm definitely going to listen to the next one when it comes out, but
Yeah, and I'm
yeah, nah,
glad.
it's a little
Yeah,
tiresome.
yeah, I am glad that Venom exists still in three different forms. But as three different acts. But you know, yeah, it's just kind of a wash. So yeah, that's Venom Into Oblivion. Why don't we move on to our next segment, Chase's classic album? Would you cue that up for us, Chase?
Here, up next on Chase's classic album, we have The Accused, Grinning Like an Undertaker, released sometime in 1990 on Nasty Mix Records. This is The Accused' fourth studio album. And I'll start off by saying this is probably, I mean, out of the four that we've listened to on the show so far, probably the most experimental of their albums. Like they definitely go off in some other directions that are less than crossover, but they did that in the other albums too. But this one, there's like uh, uh, it's dealt in bulk. Like there's
Yeah,
less. Like there's still plenty of crossover, but there's like a rap song on here.
there is,
Yeah,
and well, it's kind of a mix because they do a hardcore punk
yeah,
and max rap mix. We'll talk about that. But I think I will say, man, the musicianship, you can see there's like it's continuing to grow. They're better players, stronger players on this record, I think, than some of their other stuff. I'm not saying it was like they were shit or they were like real sloppy, but I'm like, wow, okay, there's some riffs here, man.
yeah.
There's some melodies. But yeah, I really like it. I mean, one of the sickest bands in the crossover thrash genre, um, and yeah, the experimentation is interesting. There's an instrumental song, 144, which is I think one of the
Fun,
strongest songs on the
very good.
album. Really liked it.
Yeah,
Um, Down and Out. Let's talk about Down and Out. That is their rap metal hybrid with guest rapper the Mad Poet, who I never heard of before or since this record. But
neither.
usually I don't like I can get down with some like in the right mood in some 80s and 90s hip hop and rap, but I generally don't like my food to touch. I don't, when I'm listening to a metal or a punk record, I'm kind of like, I don't want that around. But this gets a pass because it's about the message, and again, it's a punk
Totally.
record, social consciousness. This is a
Yep.
song about like homeless veterans and like, dude,
Yep.
their plight, and like, dude, don't just call these guys bums. Look what happened to them. You ship off
Yeah,
to war
exactly.
at 18. You come back like your mind is scarred from all the horrible shit you saw, and you have no other skills other than pointing a gun at somebody. So yeah, it's going to be tough. We use these guys and we do rah 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 America whatever, and then we throw them in the trash when they come home. You know,
Yep.
that's our
Yep.
propaganda machine. Oh man, God bless the USA, and boy, support our troops until they're no longer
Back.
use
Yeah.
until they're
So you,
no longer useful as cannon fodder.
yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, so that's like just the American hypocrisy in a nutshell, and we have so much shit like that. But I really like Bullet Ridden Bodies and Grading Like an Undertaker. This is like full of really great songs. Also a cover of Boris the Spider by The Who, which is perfect because these guys are really horror themed in general. Not going like Misfits level, like it's about
No.
monster movies all the time. But the horror stuff is always kind of present. There's always some of that on every Accused record, and I welcome it. It's cool. But yeah, what are some album highlights for you, man?
First I'm gonna go step back and talk about Boris the Spider again real quick.
Okay.
I love the Who, so I was
Oh,
really happy
really?
to see a cover on here. I'm not the biggest fan of this cover.
Oh, okay.
It's all right. It's all right, but I'd rather listen to the original. It's a fun song about a guy finding a spider and killing it. You know,
Hmm. Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
Fun fact about the original Boris the Spider. Did you know that is considered the earliest recording of guttural vocals? Sorry, that's not right. It's not coming through. Damn.
It's
Anyway,
not. You're cutting out. I
It's
don't know why that's happening, but yeah.
yeah.
Yes, and I
He
believe
sounds like Dr. Claw.
yes, he does sound like Dr. Claw or Darkseid. The same voice. From cartoons.
Soundwave. Yeah.
From cartoons, yes. But
Joker, we love you.
Frank Welker, yes. Uh, but that's it. I want to say I think Boris the Spider might be the only Who song that John Entwistle sang. Is that
You're
correct?
right.
Okay.
I think you
Um,
might be right there. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was their bass player, and he's just kind of holding it down. Not the famous guy in the band really, but the other three were. Uh, but
Definitely the spine, though. I mean, come on.
yeah. Oh no, dude, it's important. It's important. But yeah, I do like this cover. I don't think it's Accused's best cover song. That's probably their version of Barracuda. Uh,
Yes.
I love their cover of Barracuda. Um, but um, But yeah, Grinning Like an Undertaker is a very good Accused album. I like this quite a bit. This was a lot of fun to revisit this. I hadn't really listened to this record in many years. I had I had
You
a
know.
I had a bunch of these on cassette at one time. Uh, Maybe back when we were doing the old E-metal reviews blog back in the Stone Age. Um, but uh, but yeah, I hadn't really like sat and listened to Accused stuff a lot before we started going back and reviewing these records. Um, and it's been really fun for me to revisit and have come at them from a different from a new a fresher perspective. Um, but yeah, I don't really have much more about this. This is a really good album. It's really strong, essential for fans of
Uh,
the Accused for sure.
yeah. Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. This is probably my favorite of the four that we've gone over on the show so far.
Nice, nice.
It's got the. I mean, all Accused albums have like more energy than I could ever output in the half hour 45 minutes that you listen to it.
Yeah,
It's crazy. But yeah, pounding nails into the lid of your coffin, down and out, and the night are my standout tracks on here.
nice.
But also Room 144, an amazing instrumental. You wouldn't the I don't know how to explain it. It's like you wouldn't expect that level of like instrumental craft from these guys, but they put it in this like what is it like a 2.5 minute song, something like that,
Yeah,
and it yeah, like you were saying earlier, it's probably the strongest track on the album. It's
yeah.
it's it's solid.
It's so good. And like I said, it's really great, because we've been going through these albums. It's the fourth of the five that we're going to review. And so far, it's like, man, they keep growing musically with each record while not betraying their sound. And that's a neat trick to pull, you know? And
Hard trick to pull,
and I
yeah.
and I don't think they alienated their audience. I think they're one of these bands that had a fully punk audience and a fully metal audience that or at least thrash metal people. Um, It's a, it's kind of a way, like, they're actually able to please all of the people all of the time. So I mean, kudos to the Accused. They're just great, and a huge band in the Northwest where, Portland was a big punk town. The Accused are from Washington State, but played here a lot. And Portland was a big punk town, and of course, when thrash metal was huge in the late '80s and early '90s, or at its peak, crossover was massive. And we had bands like not just the Accused, but we had Wehrmacht and Spastic Blur and Dead Conspiracy, and and others. Um, you know, um, yeah, really pretty heckin' cool scene in Portland. People living their their lives revolving around, where are we going to the Satyricon this week, or are we going to the Pine Street? Those were the
I miss this
places.
Satyricon.
Yeah, me too. And I missed the Pine Street. I got to go to a few shows when it reopened at both those places, and it was like cool. I got to have like the classic Portland metal and punk experience by going to them. So I feel like I didn't miss out entirely, which is great. But the Accused are fantastic. Oh, by the way, the Accused AD will be performing this summer at the Soldiers of Steel Festival. Go to soldiersofsteel.com right now and get your tickets. It is going to be 4 days of heavy metal, all classic styled heavy metal. There's going to be, I think there's like a half a dozen '80s metal bands, and then a ton of like power thrash and traditional metal bands in the vein of the '80s. So it's just going to be totally great. But yeah, with that, why don't we get into our concert calendar? Are you good on the album? Let's do it.
Good.
Okay, great. Um, there we go. Okay, coming up this Friday, May 8th, at the Yamhill Pub, it's a triple thrash threat with Headless Pez, Sidewalk Slam, and Arcana. That is Headless Pez, kind of a comedy thrash, Sidewalk Slam, crossover, and Arcana, an all-female thrash metal three-piece who are back after a hiatus. I'm very excited about that. I'll probably be at this show. I'll probably be going to that. Let's see. And then Friday, May 15th, at the High Watermark, it is a quartet of death metal bands on tour together. Oxygen Destroyer, Drawn and Quartered, Coffin Rot, and Hemorrhoid. I know 3 of the 4 bands, and I know those are all great bands. And Hemorrhoid, I hear great things about. So hit that show up if you can. That's going to be something. You're going to that, aren't you?
I am indeed.
Well, good. Well, have a good time, man. I want to hear all about it. I can't wait to see your footage from it. But let's see. And then, Chase, what's the date of the Decibel Tour?
It's the 16th.
Of May?
Correct.
Okay, yeah,
Yes.
with Cryptopsy, Necrot, and Blood Monolith, and I keep forgetting to write down the name of the band who replaced Fulci on this bill. So sorry, everybody. But they're a doom band. Everything else is death metal. Sorry. I got a life. I'm busy, man. And then head down to Bend, Oregon, the Silver Moon Brewing, and catch Damage Overdose with Decayed Existence, Back from Death, and Achromic, excuse me. That's going to be an all ages show, and that's going to be a killer. So if you're down in Bend, hit that up, man. Let's see. May 26th in Portland at the Roseland Theater. Go watch cartoons and experience death metal with Gene Hoglan, the Atomic Clock on drums. See Death Clock at the Roseland Theater if you're so inclined. And then also, let's see, I think it's June 5th. Yes, that's right. Archspire and some other death metal bands will be playing at the Roseland Theater. Go and hit that up and have a death metal time. You're going to that too, aren't you?
I am indeed, yes.
Cool. Can't wait to hear about it. That's going to be great. I'm happy for you. And then, yeah, I want to remind people again about the Soldiers of Steel Festival this August 13th through the 16th in Seattle, Washington. At the substation, you will see Sanctuary, Liege Lord, Sacred Blade, Hellwitch, Saint, and the Accused AD. Those are all 80s heavy metal bands. And you'll have an amazingly stacked bill full of other fantastic bands such as Tower Hill, Soul Grinder, Heavy Metal Shrapnel, Skeletor, Bloodstar, Widow, and a whole bunch more. Leather Bitch. It's going to be a great, great time. Go to it. It's going to be awesome. I'm really, really looking forward to it. It's going to be an amazing time. But with that, I believe that will be the show for today. Chase, would you mind hitting us with the sign off, pretty please?
Thanks for watching Heavy Metal Breakdown. Like, comment, subscribe, and remember, if you want to find hell with me, I can show you what it's like.
All right. Good night, everybody. Thanks.